All right, Shalom, giving all praises and glory to our power Yahweh. Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Rachak Wadash. To the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, great millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, wherever you may be, to you I say Shalom, Shalom. We're going to get into an AI chat here, and we're going to start off by playing this little list, these clips here that I got in my studio. So let's go and hit the button on it.
This story was inspired by a humanoid that's designed to do...
Oh, and as we always go into, you can't forget that, it's 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get in advantage of us, we're not ignorant of his devices, all right? Okay, so ignorant means to not know, and his devices are things that we're about to talk about now. All right, so let's
by a humanoid that's designed to do chores in the house. And while it can do a lot, it's actually a human who needs to remotely control the humanoid to accomplish complex tasks.
It's the kind of work we always hoped robots would be able to do. In China's Zhejiang province, a humanoid robot has been deployed at a busy intersection to direct traffic and manage congestion. It's called TongTong, short for Tongxiang Smart Police. The robot uses data, AI, and multiple sensors to monitor vehicles and keep traffic moving safely.
It uses data, AI, and multiple sensors, right? Tong. That's what he said. All right. A smart police robot, pretty much. Which is low level, which is like a traffic cop. But you have traffic cops, right? You see a like a football game going on in the city, or a street light is out, it's blinking, so someone needs to come and direct traffic. Well, that takes away from that guy's job, or girl, or whoever, because it might be a female.
Has freed up his human counterparts and boosted efficiency.
Just said it.
Has freed up. Keep traffic moving safely. TongTong has freed up his human counterparts.
See, TongTong has freed up his human counterpart
and boosted efficiency in the department.
And boosted efficiency in the department. So basically saying, oh, it's better for TongTong to be out there than the human cop, because we can use the human cop for something else. And TongTong is best used for this, and he does a better job.
Charlotte is a striking-looking robot. Far from a humanoid, it has a structure modeled on arachnid.
Charlotte looks like a spider, and immediately I thought about Charlotte's Web, but it is named Charlotte. Anyways.
Spider-like and semi-autonomous, It's been designed to 3D print structures on Earth, and its designers hope one day on the moon.
They're never going to the moon. They've never been to the Mars, but let's just hear their, their vain thoughts. This is why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing?
With 6 legs that span over 5 meters, Charlotte straddles walls and can create structural curves, arches, and domes using stone, wood, clay, and other naturally occurring materials.
And it did say 3D print, so they think that basically their idea is to go to go to the moon using this robot to 3D print to basically build structures. And I guess, I don't know, maybe they're probably thinking to make the robot fit the environment for their arrival. And, these people think about some crazy stuff. They'll show you the robot and talk about the robot, but why does it have to be designed to go to the moon and be able to 3D print? Okay, so what is it going to if it going to the moon, why does it need a 3D print? So it's to build on the moon. Okay, and that's a vain thought.
Material instead of carbon-intensive materials like cement or bricks. The robot is made from aluminium, carbon fiber, and 3D printed plastics. According to Charlotte's developers, the robot could revolutionize housing, reduce emissions, and open new possibilities for architectural design.
This technology is going to be a major shift for climate change. The most intractable area of climate environmental emissions is the construction sector. Although the construction sector is doing some amazing things with green concrete and green steel and other materials, as much as we're bringing those materials in, we're actually using more of the standard stuff. This thing, because it's so much cheaper, will turn things around.
In Shanghai, humanoids are learning on the job. They've not just joined the workforce robots, they've officially joined the workforce.
And we know this has been a major talk ongoing, where AI is taking people's jobs, okay? In different industrial areas where AI is being created to take people's jobs because they're more efficient, less cost, because you don't have to pay the worker, and you definitely don't have to pay the robot, because when you don't have to pay the worker's not there anymore. Then you don't have to pay the robot because the robot belongs to the company. Anything you need to pay for the robot would be in repairs, and more than likely you probably don't even pay for that because all the repairs would be within their workshop or wherever they unless they got to send it off somewhere. But if any money has to be spent on the robot, it's going to be very minor compared to the constant payments of multiple people being on the clock. And as always, they're saying that the robot's more efficient.
They're learning as they go.
And yeah, it says, and they're learning as they go. Okay, let's immediately think about movies like iRobot, right? Vicky, stuff like that. What's another one I can think of? Maybe Terminator. Yeah, I guess Terminator's one. Okay, where you had the what was it? Skynet, I believe. So a growing intelligence. Okay.
Chinese robotics firm Agibot has deployed the world's first humanoids powered by embodied intelligence and reinforcement learning. Unlike traditional machines that rely on preset programs, these robots can teach themselves new skills directly on the job. What once took weeks of training now takes just minutes.
So they can teach themselves new skills directly on the job, okay, in within minutes, okay. Whereas you get an employer hire someone, you got a crew trainer. That person gonna train that individual probably for a whole week before they really got their job, and then even after that week they might be looked over just a little bit to make sure they still got it right. Wherein they're saying a robot, they're gonna get the job in a few minutes.
With each bot adapting in real time and performing tasks with millimeters.
You see that? It's like a robotic fingerprint. When he touches it, when he touches, look at the right.
Adapting in real time and performing tasks with millimeter level precision.
It's no different from a screen like on a cell phone or whatever. Anything that's touch screen. All right. So that's basically the same technology there. So because it's like a not motion sensor, but like touch sensitive or whatever. I don't know the name for it.
A high precision coordination system ensures stability and perfect task completion.
The tasks must be completed with millimeter level precision and under very strict take time requirements. This demands that the robo's control units be designed to work in coordination.
And so there's plenty of things out there like that cool or whatever, okay? Let me see. What's
a long way the world has come from cut and burn to subsistence and now mechanized agriculture. AI is making things even more automated for farmers. From tractors to drones, AI-driven implements are making in...
Yeah, so from the factory, industrial work or whatever, stuff like that, to the farm technology. See?
Mechanization in farming is nothing new, especially in the US and Canada, where massive consolidated agricultural estates are the norm. Today, that mechanization is rapidly evolving into full-scale automation, from AI-guided irrigation systems and smart harvesters to drones that scan fields for pests and crop health.
Yeah, so from the traditional way of farming and doing things, then you get advanced where you get like a certain machinery that's used, okay, in the fields. Those things advanced, all right, stuff like that. And now it's going to a technology type age, because that's what Esau is gearing for. So now you have a higher level of technology, which in their minds is a higher level of intelligence to make things more efficient, and make things more convenient and helpful and things of that nature, by using AI technology, which takes away jobs.
Technology is gradually taking over tasks that once relied upon human labor and intuition. Even on these large farms, driving a tractor is one of the few remaining manual tasks still carried out by farmers.
See, we just said that, or similar, okay? And that's why they were showing the lady and the other guy with the probably spraying, for the pesticide, whatever you call it, weed eater stuff, whatever, keep all the insects and stuff. Okay, so they're saying that drones will be able to, need someone out there in a suit spraying. All right, drones will be able to do it. All right.
Now, driverless taxis operated by companies like Waymo and Tesla are a common sight in California. Given that, it wasn't surprising to see the tech being adapted for tractors to till fields.
See? Yeah. And we talked about those self-driving cars, taxis or whatever like that. Now they're talking about a self-driving tractor, man. They don't even want it's enough as if they're oppressing the farmers because they want to take over all the farmland and produce their GMO seeds and things of that nature. Because they want to make you eat the bugs and you will be happy, right? And so, not only oppressing the farmer and the farmland, but then even the jobs that are done, all right? They want to put equipment out there in the field where it's AI driven, okay? So even the farmer himself, he can buy one of these and not do the job, and he can do something else. And then that means another person is out of a job.
But the autonomous tractors did create a fair bit of buzz at the recent FIRA USA Agricultural Expo in California. One of the stars of the show was a Japanese Kubota tractor powered by technology from Actonomy, a firm that specializes in embedding AI into industrial equipment.
So today we've been demonstrating multiple Kubota tractors that have Actonomy technology integrated by Kubota that can operate fully autonomously.
The prototypes displayed can navigate fields, spray crops, plow soil without any human intervention. Spray crops, plow soil without any
spray crops and plow soil without any human intervention.
The farmers and producers are waiting for this kind of automated technologies because they have a significant labor shortage problem.
It's not just about efficiency, though. Fewer humans in the field.
And do you think these people that create this stuff are thinking about people's jobs when they create this? No, they're thinking about advancing in technology. Okay, moving into the new age. They're not thinking about jobs being lost. Okay, that's an afterthought. That's even if they have that. All right.
Means fewer accidents. And with autonomous tractors, one operator can manage a fleet of machines.
Especially in Japan, the average age of the farmers now is 69 years old, and it's a very kind of aging society, and we are also losing a significant laborers from our farming operations.
At the FIRA USA Expo, there weren't just autonomous tractors, but a lot of other automated farming equipment. Among them, there was an aerial drone developed by Ceres Air, designed for large-scale precision AG tasks, including crop monitoring and pesticide application. There was also a high-tech autonomous tractor sprayer unit showcased by major equipment manufacturers. The sprayer uses sensors, AI, and real-time adjustment systems to detect crop height, optimize chemical use, and reduce operator exposure during spraying operations.
And so there's an emerging field around physical AI, or like AI for the real world. And in many ways, agriculture is the ultimate test of those challenges. But at the same time, it's really the ultimate opportunity, because there's nothing more critical and necessary than feeding a global population.
As technology drives deeper into agriculture, autonomous machines are redefining what it means to farm. From tractors that steer themselves to drones that watch over crops, the future of farming is taking shape.
Yeah, so the future of farming is taking shape because the shape of it is through AI, is through technology. Okay. I guess I'll play this one too.
In Shanghai, humanoid robots have officially joined the workforce, and they are not just following commands, they are learning as they go. On Monday, Chinese robotics firm Agi robot.
And that's now I just realized this is pretty much the same clip that we played earlier. But we'll still play it though. I'll go to Weon News often. We'll still play it.
Deployed the world's first humanoid robots powered by embodied intelligence and reinforcement learning technology. These RL-equipped robots have been put to work on factory lines in Shanghai, marking a major step in real-world industrial automation. Unlike traditional machines that rely on preset programs, these robots can teach themselves new skills directly on the job.
You see that? Same thing I said before. They don't have to be pre-programmed. They can teach themselves new skills directly on the job.
What once took weeks of training now takes just minutes, with each bot adapting in real time and performing tasks with millimeter-level precision. A high-precision coordination system gives them exceptional stability and a perfect task completion rate.
The tasks must be completed with millimeter-level precision and under very strict take-time requirements. This demands that the robot's control units be designed to work in coordination. It's a systematic engineering effort, evolving the robot from merely repeating preset actions to being capable of autonomous learning and improvement.
Meanwhile, another Beijing-based company called Robotera, or Robotera, has developed an end-to-end large language model that lets robots interpret spoken instructions instantly without manual coding or extra training time.
And it was no clean way to cut that. Robotera or Robotera, don't really matter.
Our language model has enabled robots to directly give a response and do some thinking. A new task can be directly deployed with no additional costs.
China has also begun mass production of the world's first dexterous robotic hand powered by a large language model equipped with high-resolution tactile sensors. It can detect pressure as light as 0.05 newtons, making it sensitive enough to handle even the most delicate tasks.
I'm going to pause it right there because I'm going to grab a couple of these right here because I want to go into these things too. All right, so this is live science. I use this often. So Chinese tech company develops creepy, ultra lifelike robot face. Watch it blink, twitch, and nod. All right, was back in October 2nd, 2025. All right, a Chinese robotics company has unveiled what it describes as a realistic robot face with plans to make humanoid robots more approachable and relatable. You know what I think about? Ghost in the Shell, Ghost in the Machine. Okay, which they made a movie based on that anime. All right, it says a Chinese company has released footage of a lifelike robot head that blinks, nods, and looks around in a convincing imitation of a real human face. So, because Esau has this mind that, in Genesis 1, all right, when Elohim said everything was good, that everything is not good. This is why he tampers with, seeds and splices genes, and he's fiddling around with particles and ions and all this craziness and all this madness that he does in the earth. Okay, and things like this, creating robot technology, which a major portion of that is actually Moab. Okay, but yeah, the video posted on YouTube shows the robot head's quizzical expression as it appears to take in its surroundings. The head, created by robotics company Aheadform, might find use in research on human-robot interactions or in various industries, including customer service and entertainment. See, okay. Founded in 2024, Aheadform aims to make interactions between humans and robots feel more natural and engaging. In other words, make it look more lifelike, according to the company's website. The company aims to integrate artificial intelligence, AI, systems such as large language models, LLMs, with realistic robotic heads so that robots can understand and respond to people in real time. All right, so let's go and play this right here. Hopefully there's no ads. It may be. Let me get rid of this though. looks like something you will see in a sci-fi movie, man. Which, of course, we know on the big screen they're using all kinds of, green screen and other, stuff like that. But this is real life, okay? And they're making it look real human-like. Now imagine Esau getting his hands on something like this and uploading your conscience to this, okay? Check this thing out. See, the eyes don't lie though. You can look in the eyes and see it's just, fake people. But from a distance, you will know the difference. Okay? Now I'm gonna drop that one. Alright, that was a Chinese tech company develops creepy ultra lifelike robot face. Watch it blink, twitch, and nod. Now check this one out. Cause this second one really caught me off guard. Alright, so also from Live Science, Chinese company's new humanoid robot moves so smoothly they had to cut it open to prove a person wasn't hiding inside. This is published November 7, 2025. Chinese company's new humanoid robot moves so smoothly they had to cut it open to prove a person wasn't hiding inside it. So Xpeng's new humanoid iron is designed to work alongside people, but it won't be folding your laundry anytime soon. All right, let's see here. What's behind that? So it says Chinese electric vehicle EV maker Xpeng has unveiled a new humanoid robot. So you have an electric vehicle maker making a humanoid robot. And check out what they come up with. With such lifelike movements that company representatives felt compelled to slice it open on stage to prove a human wasn't hiding inside. Fortunately for the audience, there wasn't. Instead, the robot named Iron features a flexible, human-like spine, articulated joints, and artificial muscles that allowed it to move with a model-like swagger. This is thanks to Xpeng's custom artificial intelligence robotics architecture, which enables it to interpret visual inputs and respond physically without needing to first translate what it sees into language. So I guess they created a system that makes a bypass that makes everything much more smoother. Okay. Trying to keep all these things off my screen. Speaking during Iron's unveiling at Xpeng's AI Day in Guangzhou on November 5th, China, He Xiaoping, chairman of CEO of Xpeng Motors, suggested that Iron's appearance was designed to be recognizably human, if slightly unsettling. All right, the machine is equipped with 82 degrees of freedom, including 22 in each hand, allowing it to bend, pivot, and gesture at multiple points throughout its body, representatives said in a statement. It is powered by 3 custom AI chips that give it a combined 2,250 trillion operations per second, or TOPS, of computing power, which Xpeng says makes it one of the most powerful humanoid robots developed to date. For comparison, Intel's Core Ultra 200V series processor fitted into some of the best laptops can achieve just 120 TOPS. So they placed this inside of a humanoid, okay, that the best of their laptops can even achieve. Iron is based on what its creators call a born from within design, okay, a concept that reflects the robot's design mimicking the human body from the inside out. Craziness. The robot features an internal endoskeleton and bionic muscle structure capable of supporting different body types, ranging from slim to stocky, which users can customize. All right, I got pushed out, but check out this craziness. I'm going to try to back up. But real quick, it says, bizarre robotic chair concept looks like a crab and can carry you around the house. It can even help you into your car. All right, just creating more laziness for an American person or a Japanese person that they want to use. I mean, not Japanese, but Chinese person, because I think they're the ones creating all this stuff. I want to get back to that article that we were at, and I may not be able to find it unless I just go back. Let me just go back, because I was kind of getting into that one, because that was a good one, because we're going to also play that video. Oh, man, is that, oh, that's crazy. We may not be able to, oh, that's the one. That's the one. Okay. Because it took us to a whole other one. As a matter of fact, yeah, you could just read into that yourself. We got enough of what we need to know about. We could play the video. You can just see it for yourself. It's not long. Okay. So, yeah, check this out. because I watched this yesterday. I'm trying to keep this thing from freezing or knocking me off. That's why I keep deleting all the stuff on my screen. So if we can just get it to play, we'll be good.
The story surrounding the XPeng Iron Robot was about more than just technology. Instead of staying quiet, they decided to do something bold. They brought the XPeng Iron Robot back on stage and physically revealed part of its structure to show it was genuinely mechanical. It was an emotional moment. The speaker admitted it was painful to have to unzip the robot and expose its inner mechanics simply to convince people it was not human. He also reflected on something deeper. If the same robot had been presented by a foreign company, many would have accepted it instantly. Because it came from a Chinese startup, skepticism ran high. That was the real challenge, not just criticism about zippers or camera angles, but bias against the idea that a Chinese firm could achieve this level of innovation. To silence the doubts, the team brought the XPeng Iron Robot back on stage for a second demonstration. This time, they cut open a section of the robot's leg to reveal the layers beneath: the synthetic skin, the muscle-like material, and the mechanical skeleton. It was risky because the robot was still powered on, and the team had never done such a live procedure before. But the decision paid off. The moment viewers saw the internal design, it became clear the machine was real. That transparency even drew more suppliers to support XPeng, eager to be part of a project proving itself through courage rather than words. The speaker then apologized to the XPeng Iron Robot, saying he hoped this would be the last time they would have to prove it was real. He emphasized that every startup faces doubt, criticism, and disbelief. What matters is resilience, the drive to keep building and improving until the results speak louder than skepticism.
Did you see how it was moving? How it was walking? And that's why they were skeptical. They were thinking that it was a person wrapped up inside some kind of, suit or whatever. So he cut it open on stage. And then as you saw yourself, right, you got something like this walking around on stage, and it's just, a robot, right? Some artificial intelligence. Okay. So this is just the type of stuff that these people are working on. And that just happens to happen to a Chinese company, right? Like the scripture speak about Moab, pretty much being the one, who's fashioned itself as closely, the most closely after America. All right. It's trying to be the new America, but the Chinese version. All right. So that's from Live Science. Chinese companies knew humanoid robot moved so smoothly, they had to cut it open to prove a person wasn't hiding inside. All right. So that was probably the biggest clip, right, that we had. But we still got one more. So I'm going to have to go back over here. As a matter of fact, let me just pause it real quick. All right. So this is the last one that we're going to play. And of course, this is your number one star, Elon Musk. Okay. So listen up.
Listen to what Elon Musk thinks the future of smartphones will be.
We're not going to have a phone in the traditional sense. What we call a phone will really be an edge node for AI video inference. And I think there won't be operating systems. There won't be apps.
According to Elon, we're not going to have phones in the traditional sense anymore. Instead, we'll have tiny devices or edge nodes for AI inference that will render whatever software it needs in real time. He even believes this might happen in the next 5 years or so. And here's the wild part. There won't even be apps or an operating system anymore. That's because the AI itself will become the OS, the only interface humans will interact with. For example, instead of surfing websites to book flight tickets, the AI will generate a temporary interface on the fly, kind of like this AI generated video you're watching, book tickets, and then dissolve it the minute it's done. It's the complete opposite of how phones work today, but it makes sense, especially when you realize that the entire point of having software is to convert human intent into computer code. But with AI now
Yeah, you check that out, right? You heard what he said. Matter of fact, let me do this. Okay? Because what movie do you think of when they talk about this? Is it Total Recall? Yeah, that's the one, Total Recall. Okay? So check out what he just said now. Let me slow it down.
How phones work today, but it makes sense, especially when you realize that the entire point of having software is to convert human intent into computer code.
They convert human intent into computer code. Convert human intent into computer code, which actually sounds similar to your Palantir software, or somewhat, okay, with their surveillance, but more so, what's the other one they were talking about? their precognition stuff, okay? Talking about pre-crime, okay? From that movie Minority Report. See? And I was speaking about a Total Recall because, you know, cell phones being obsolete, and the guy had the cell phone in his hand. Remember, he cut his hand open and pulled it out, okay? But then you have also Minority Report, where they're talking about cognition or whatever, pre-crime, all right? So how would they know, perceive, I guess if that's the proper word, perceive crime, or really it's thought crime, right? That's really what it's centered around, thought crime, okay? You know, because they're already harassing people for certain comments, okay? I believe somebody got arrested in UK for a post that they made, all right? So those things like that are happening. But so if they even see you engaged in any kind of activity, whether just, you know, you could be on a certain, you know, like things have comment boards, you're on that comment board, okay? They may flag you just for that, because they may think that you're about to have this type of mindset that is, you know, thought against the current government or how society's being run. Basically anything that's against them. And so they'll perceive you as a criminal. You're pre-thinking, all right, what you feel or what you're going to act out or whatever the case may be, all right?
AI now
Turn back just a little bit.
Especially when you realize that the entire point of having software is to convert human intent into computer code. But with AI now understanding and deciphering human intent itself, the idea of software might just be gone soon, eventually leading to a world with zero interface.
And we'll play this back one more time, but first, because I actually have article over here. All right. So here it is, the same one that you just saw on the screen, as a matter of fact, and from the international news. It says Tesla CEO Elon Musk foresees future dominated by AI. No phones, no apps. The prediction about AI-dominated era will come true within 5 to 6 years, Musk says. All right. And you notice they're always putting this, you know, they'll either say 2030 or they'll give this number 5 to 6. Well, 5 to 6 from now is 2030, 2031. So notice how they're doing it. This is dated November 1st, 2025. But these are the things that they're working up into. And, you know, you have companies fiddling around with the brain chips, and his is one of them. Neuralink, you have Synchron. Those are two of the most widely known ones, okay, which that fits right into Revelation chapter 13, verse 16, 17, and 18. All right. And in particular, in one of those verses, I believe it's like 17 maybe, but it says, save he that had the mark of the beast in his right hand or in his forehead. Okay. Because if someone in the world would have take the brain device because they say they needed it, then of course they'll take the other device. All right. Which attaches you to their digital banking system by way of a digital identity of you. Okay. And all this data compiled together about you is how they identify you. So there's no not knowing who you are. Then they'll have mass surveillance, and then you'll be under some things like the social credit score and the UBI. So all these things. So it's a perfect system of control that they're making here, but not because they were so smart. It's because that's just what the will of the Lord is. Okay. He's just using them on the left-hand side. So it says Tesla CEO Elon Musk has once again been in the headlines due to his chilling forecast about how artificial intelligence will completely dominate and shape humanity's future. In a video clip shared on X, formerly called Twitter, SpaceX CEO shed light on the upcoming, I thought I saw something moving down below, on the upcoming era where devices will act as edge nodes for AI interfaces, making traditional operating systems, applications, and communication services outrightly obsolete. And they're saying outrightly obsolete means no more, cease to exist. There will be no conventional operating systems, mobile phones, and apps. There will only be a device. All right, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Only be a device and audio, and most of the content people consume will be generated by only AI. You see. It says Tesla CEO that must foresees future dominance. Yeah, this is the Joe Rogan. I don't know why it's not.
Email platforms, or
I guess we could play it. Why not?
The phone will really be an edge node for AI inference, for AI video inference. with some radios to obviously connect to, but essentially you'll have AI on the server side communicating to an AI on your device, formerly known as a phone, and generating real-time video of anything that you could possibly want. And I think that there won't be operating systems, there won't be apps in the future. There won't be operating systems or apps. It'll just be, you've got a device that is there for the screen and audio, and for and to put as much AI on the device as possible, so as to minimize the amount of bandwidth that's needed between your edge node device, formerly known as a phone, and the servers.
So if there's no app,
so what would be the next level of this edge node device? It's CHIPS, man. You see, is to put everything inside of you. That's what it all boils down to. That's why they're making all these other pre-step programs, or however you might want to say it. All right, these other things, and trying to perfect them, because these things are what's going to be implemented in the new system, which all leads to the CHIP. See, so if we can get it to work right, and all we gotta do is just minimalize it, and then get it inside people's bodies, mission achieved, mission accomplished.
what will people use? Like, will X still exist? Will there be email platforms, or will you get everything through AI?
You'll get everything through AI.
Everything through AI. What will be the benefit of that, as opposed to having individual apps?
Whatever you can think of, or really whatever the AI can anticipate you might want, it'll show you.
Wow. Whatever it can anticipate what you might want. Doesn't it say that about, not just speak about this recently account? What Esau's trying to do is achieve the blessing given to Jacob by way of the birthright, but through the left-hand side. So in Isaiah, I think it's 65, somewhere like 2021, somewhere, 24, somewhere around there. But it says that before we even think, all right, let me see if I can find it real quick in the blue. Okay, the Lord's going to bless us, right? Check this out now. Hold on. Why is this thing coming up? You see AI, right? I didn't even ask for that audio thing to come up, and it does it all the time. I want to read in the NLT. It reads better in the NLT. I gotta find the scripture though. That's the one, Isaiah 65:24. And it shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are yet speaking, I will hear. Let's read the NLT. Isaiah 65:24 NLT. I will answer them before they even call to me. While they are still talking about their needs, I will go ahead and answer their prayers. That's exactly what he just said, but on the left-hand side. AI is going to anticipate, okay, what it is that you want and then present it to you. Isaiah 65:24 AMP. See what it says here. It shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer, and while they are still speaking, I will hear. See? And you're going to be talking to what? To AI. Okay? Or these people. You'll be talking to AI. Let me go back.
An edge node for
apps. What will people use? Like, will X still exist? Will there be email platforms, or will you get everything through AI?
You'll get everything through AI.
Everything through AI. What will be the benefit of that, as opposed to having individual apps?
Whatever you can think of, or really whatever the AI can anticipate you might want, it'll show you. That's my prediction for where things end up.
And what kind of time frame are we talking about here?
I don't know. It's probably 5 or 6 years, something like that.
So,
and that's pretty much the end of that particular clip. Obviously, there's a whole sit down. That's the end of this. Just think if I want to read it or not. Just humanity is moving from screens to seamless interfaces, and from apps to agentic AI, I guess. Thus, the smartphone era defines the past decade, and the AI interface will define the next one. I'm gonna jump down here. I saw this says the other one wrote the bottleneck shifts from creation to curation. When everyone can generate endless content, the real value lies in filtering, organizing, and presenting what's actually worth consuming. So why is it you who can filter, all right, and out what's worth consuming and not? You see, because they're looking to go into an age where they're in control. All right, forever that is. The third user replied optimistically, "Yes, it'll be so nice when that happens. Apps are getting clunky, outdated, and a bit of a hassle. No more searching. We'll just be fed." You see, and that's called an idiot. All right, that's somebody that's definitely going to take every device Esau has. Okay. Oh, apps are just clunky and outdated. They're a hassle. All right, no more. We'll just be fed, and that's right. We'll just be fed. Okay. Just be fed. I'm trying to light up. You see it though. We'll just be fed. That's what they said. Okay. Just give us the answer. Okay. They don't even know if the answer is given all right or whatever. Just feed us. Just like little baby. Just like we talked about the Matrix movie recently, right? Actually, I watched that little battery scene again because I had mentioned it recently, and you had little fake babies basically, all right, because they're grown. Humans are grown, and they was talking about liquefying the other, I guess dead humans or whatever to feed the new ones that they're growing. Okay, so this is, but they basically want to be stuck in this matrix. They just want to be fed. Make life more easier for us. Okay, that screams UBI, a microchip, social credit score, Palantir, and whatever else we didn't mention. Musk forecast also raises questions on how willingly people would be ready to adopt this change in the near future. You see, so he understands these things to some degree, anyways. That's probably the end of that article there. So I get the headline again. Tesla CEO Elon Musk foresees future dominated by AI. No phones, no apps. As a matter of fact, we'll get a scripture before we close it off because I was going to play that video again. Enterprise. Oh, it didn't go in. Okay. Ultimately, Esau is going to be stopped. Oh, I'm going to have to switch to I want the KJV anyways. Okay. So Job 5:12, he disappointed the devices of the crafty. Who's the crafty? Esau, Edom, and those that work for him. Okay. Irawam, okay, which means subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly, sensible. Okay, prudent. It says that he accomplishes a diligent search. Scripture say that too. Okay. He searches out iniquities. So he disappointed the devices. Okay. Get devices. Right, machashawa, I guess. Thought, device, plan, purpose. Look, invention. All right, let's see what chashab says. To think, plan, esteem, calculate, invent, make a judgment, imagine, count, impute, reckon, esteem, value, regard, invent. Most of these are the same. To be considered. All right, thought, to be esteemed. So he disappointed the devices of the crafty so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise because they think that they're going to establish this new world order based off of AI, all right, backed up by witchcraft, sorcery, and magic, and have their rulership, like it says in 2 Thessalonians 2 and verse 4, and also says the same thing in Isaiah 14, to sit in the seat of the Most High, okay, and be like the Most High, and that's their vain thought. So we'll play this last one more time for you, and then we'll close it out from there, okay?
Listen to what Elon Musk thinks the future of smartphones will be.
We're not going to have a phone in the traditional sense. What we call a phone will really be an edge node for AI video inference, and I think there won't be operating systems, there won't be apps.
According to Elon, we're not going to have phones in the traditional sense anymore. Instead, we'll have tiny devices or edge nodes for AI inference that will render whatever software it needs in real time. He even believes this might happen in the next 5 years or so. And here's the wild part. There won't even be apps or an operating system.
And everything's in real time. All this stuff he's talking about now in real time. Robots learning in real time. Taking people's jobs in real time.
Many more. That's because the AI itself will become the OS. The only interface humans will interact with. For example, instead of surfing websites to book flight tickets, the AI will generate a temporary interface on the fly. Kind of like.
And they basically just want to control you or have you in a controlled environment, 15-minute city environment, and, monitor you and everything else, all right, perpetually.
this AI generated video you're watching, book tickets, and then dissolve it the minute it's done. It's the complete opposite of how phones work today. But it makes sense, especially when you realize that the entire point of having software is to convert human intent into computer code. But with AI now understanding and deciphering human intent itself, the idea of software might just be gone soon, eventually leading to a world with zero interface.
All right, Shalom.